Hey, Dan Passarelli here. In our last video, we talked about how important theta is. And in times like these where the market volatility tends to be a little bit bigger than normal, which is reflected in its implied volatility, I thought that it would be a great time to talk about why Vega is so important. So implied volatility is basically a measure of how cheap or expensive options are, just everything else held constant, a normalized price. It's basically the supply and demand aspect of options. So when a big firm comes in and they buy a whole bunch of, say, the Apple December 17th 175 strike calls, if they buy thousands and thousands of these, guess what? The price of those options goes up, even if the stock doesn't go up. It's just simply supply and demand. And that's what implied volatility measures. So the price of the options go up because the implied volatility go up, but how do those two relate? Well, that's Vega. Basically, every 1 point implied volatility goes up, the price of the options, both the bid and the offer, go up by the amount of the Vega. So if the implied volatility here goes from 33.58 to 34.58, because the Vega is 10 cents, these are going to go up by 10 cents each. They would be 365 bid to it just changed here, 370 offer. And so that's how implied volatility works. Why is it so important though? Well, it's so important because implied volatility is always changing. And anytime you have on a long or a short option position, or even a spread, you have a position in implied volatility. You have a Vega. That means you're going to make or lose money as a result of this change happening, whether you like it or not, whether you plan on it or not. So it's better to take into account what might happen to implied volatility so that you can, instead of having this be sort of a random wild card, you can instead try and profit from it. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.